Hey YouTubers, Hardcore Gamer for Life here. Today I'm going to be bringing you a match of Search and Destroy on Crash. Now some of you may have watched the video that I had up for a short while that was requesting some help from you guys, my subscribers, because I wanted to post some Search and Destroy matches on my channel, but I was sorely lacking in Search and Destroy skills and knowledge. So I got to give a big shout out to Iceman04 for answering my call for help and giving me a crash course in Search and Destroy. He was very knowledgeable, and one of the tidbits he passed along to me enables me to get this kill right here, namely that it's a good idea to rush in Search and quickly make your way to a point mid-map in hopes of beating the enemy there and catching them by surprise, which I know from personal experience is a very effective tactic. I don't know how many times in the dozens of matches I played attempting to get this one recorded that I caught myself saying, how the hell did he get there that fast? Now, it's also good to take different routes from round to round to keep the enemy guessing. Basically, the only time you should camp in Search and Destroy is if you're a non-quick-scoping sniper or if the other team is handing your ass to you on a silver platter. Now, another tip he passed along to me is that once you've completed your initial rush and taken out the rushers on the other team, it's usually a good idea to circle around to their spawn and try and outflank any campers that might be hanging back there. So, I use that tactic here, and lo and behold, when I get back to their spawn, I find not one, but two enemies. And I managed to get the first one, but the second one takes me out. So now we're going to go into super fast mode. What up? And of course, I got to give credit where credit is due. As most of you already know, I stole that line from one of the few people badass enough to never shoot a gun in a first-person shooter game and still consistently win. That's right. Onlyusemeblade. And for those of you that haven't heard of him, crawl out from under the rock and go check out his channel. I've posted the link below. So in the beginning of this round, I grab the bomb and I try for a right side rush. Really guys, I don't recommend this rush. I only go this way when I'm feeling like Rambo. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. More often than not, this rush will end with me in spectator mode as it does here. I probably would have fared better this round if I'd gone middle or left side. Both of those approaches offer much more cover than the right side. I'm really enjoying Search and Destroy though, guys. It seems to me to really hone your skills to a much keener edge than any other game mode, and I notice it when after a long session of Search I hop into a game mode like Team Deathmatch or Free-for-All, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, I get to respawn? I feel like I'm at Staples and I just hit the easy button. So at the start of this round, I opt not to try the right side Rambo rush and instead try the middle rush that got me a kill in the first round, and I end up trying to shoot this guy through the car windows, but I fail back around the corner and my teammate takes him out. But never fear, as I round the next corner I spot another enemy and it pretty much takes me a whole clip, but I managed to get the headshot. Now another enemy's close by and I attempt to pull out my spaz, but too slow, so we're going back into super fast mode. So at this point we're down 2 rounds already, and from the looks of it about to be down 3, and my score is a lovely 3 kills and 3 deaths. A comeback is required at this point, to say the least, but as my subscribers know, one thing I excel at is comebacks. I almost feel like I have more difficulties in closer games sometimes. So here we are in round 4, and it is now put up or shut up time. There's no longer any more margin for error, and I feel like I have to do my part for my team and stay alive for the rest of the game. So I try the rush that's been the most successful for me this game, the middle, but this time I vary it up a little and try hiding in the cockpit of the downed chopper in an attempt to take their rushers by surprise. But, it seems like they're being pretty cautious, probably because they're so close to having this match in the bag, but sooner or later I figure someone's going to get impatient and run by, preferably before anyone flanks me. And someone does, but I end up only getting a hit marker on him and failing. So I'm going to attempt to run him down, but instead my teammates over there accidentally pop off a few slugs at him, then head toward their spawn, hoping to be able to pick off any stragglers. And I find this guy. Get sprayed, buddy. In fact, get sprayed again in slow motion, because that's the round. So far so good. Round 5, and we're still alive. And I'm going to take the middle rush again now. Even though I do like to vary it up from round to round, I decided to take refuge in the chopper again, hoping that since they really didn't rush by here much the last round, they still might not be aware of my position. Now that assumption almost cost me my life here, but I managed to escape and duck over to this corner to heal up, and what to my wondering eyes should appear but a sniper and his teammate, who I'll shoot in the rear. And since Mr. Sniper won't come join the fun, I'll stun and C4 him, and his round is done. And I get caught reloading, but that's not going to stop me from stabbing this dude. So, another thing Iceman explained to me about Search was that once you get down to those last couple enemies, there's really no set strategies. You know, you've just got to use your instincts and go with your gut. So, I go and check their spawn, but you know, it looks like they've cleared out of it already, and while instincts are all well and good, I'm going to pull out my UAV recon at this point. And it looks like either one of them is cold-blooded or they're just very close together and showing up as a single blip on the radar. So I'm going to head towards A where I see the blip, but you know, just to be safe, I'm going to clear a few areas along the way. So now I'm going to head into the 3-story building at A and clear the bottom floor, check things out there. It looks quiet. Consult my scoreboard, and my teammate takes out one of the 2 remaining enemies. So I watch this door for a few seconds and then decide that the last guy is probably here at A, so I pull out my spaz and head up to clear the upper levels. And everything looks quiet here at the bomb site, so I'm just going to head right up the stairs to the roof and check both approaches. Don't see anyone coming, don't see anyone advancing from either side. Looks clean. So let's head back on down to the bomb site. And suddenly my last remaining teammate gets taken out, and it is now a 1v1 situation. So I decided to sit here and camp out the bomb site, which as it turns out was the right move. And all of a sudden we're only 1 round from having the match tied up. This is starting to look kind of clutch. Now, what I didn't know about this round-winning kill was I earned my Predator missile with it. I guess when you earn a kill streak with a round-winning kill, it doesn't get displayed on screen, but I think in the end not knowing about it was to my advantage, since I save it to the last round, and it ends up giving me vital intel that helps us win the match. So here in round 6, I switch up tactics and take the right side rush. A lot of times you can pick off an enemy or 2 from this dumpster, just don't stand up there for too long, or you might be the one getting picked off. One thing I really like about Search is it really ups the excitement factor of the game not being able to respawn and getting only 1 life per round. Also, since it's an objective-based game type, it's not just people running around randomly, it gives you a little more strategy and a better idea of where your enemies are going to go. You just gotta guess how they're going to get there. So I take out that guy since my teammate's not quick enough, and since the other team doesn't seem to be too keen on rushing, I'm just going to go and check out their spawn again, and this guy surprises me a little, but not so much that I can't take him out of the knees. And I'm even more surprised when this kill earns me my Harrier strike, since I never even saw my Predator come across the screen. So now I'm going to head up into this building and see what I can see, but one of my teammates kills the last enemy, bringing round 6 to a close. And for the first time in this match, we actually have the advantage, since the score is now even, and I still haven't even called in my Harrier strike or my Predator. So now it's time to head into the 7th and final round. Now at this point, I've done the hard work of getting my Harrier, so basically what I want to do now is kick back and let that Harrier put in work for me. But first I'm going to wait 15 seconds or so my enemies can't swap out to a class with cold-blooded and render my Harriers worthless. So I'll lay the airstrike down where I think some enemies might be, and then it's time to whip out my Pred missile. At this point, 1 enemy is already dead, and my Predator missile lets me know that almost none of the other team equipped cold-blooded this round. So I quickly relay this information to my team, so they know that all the enemies are going to be indoors, which gives us a tactical advantage. And since we're still on defense, we know where they have to plant the bomb, since my Harriers would annihilate them if they tried to plant B. So I'm just going to head to A because I feel that's where the remaining enemies are most likely to be, and they confirm that for me by planting the bomb. So duck out of the open for just a moment and consult my scoreboard before I rush in, so I have a better idea of what to expect before rushing the bomb site. And it looks like there's 3 of us remaining and only 2 of them. Our advantage, but hardly clear cut yet, so I rush in to offer my assistance. Now as I approach A, I remember that the upper stairwell is a favorite bomb camping site, so I scope it, and sure enough, there's someone there, but the Spaz makes short work of him. And it turns out the remaining enemy is also in the stairwell, but Killers pulls out his Glocks and says, "Sit down!" while my other teammate defuses the bomb, and our epic comeback is complete. I go 12-3, my best round ever in Search, and the first time I've ever called in my Harriers in Search. So guys, I just want to thank you so much for viewing. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. I get the Bomb Prevention 1 challenge. And it looks like after this round, My accolades are Bomb Blocker, Steamroller, and Overkill.